Argo blockchain, everything was looking so good. I did a video on Friday and it looked like the charts were turning around to be a bullish pattern. We were looking quite good and then someone dropped the ball.
Yeah.
Coincidence.
Yeah.
Coincidence.
Yeah.
Coincidence.
Something that happens by chance, I think not.
What's the crack, everyone? Welcome back to Buy Wholesale. I hope, of course, you're all well. I've been inundated with messages since Friday. What are we doing with Argo blockchain? What are we going to do? So firstly, let's just look at some of these articles right there that summarize what has happened. I don't want to show the tweets. I have the tweets. I don't want to show them because they've been taken down, and out of respect to Argo blockchain, I will only report on what is out there in the news press now. If we type in ARBK stock, we can see here plenty of people talking about some representatives share non-public information. If we look at this, Argo blockchain shares fell after workers accidentally share non-public information. The Bitcoin miner said employees disclosed potential hash rate upside and the cost to build a new facility in Texas, which was then shared in a tweet. But there was several tweets and a whole chain that came out. It wasn't up that long. They were on stock tweets, so you can go out there and dig and you'll find that information. But the American depository shares of Argo blockchain, the London-based crypto miner, fell as much as 5% in early US trading after the company said that in a filing that some employees that had inadvertently disclosed potential material non-public information in a conversation, shares subsequently recovered. Some were down only by 1%. A lot of people spouting panic. I've had the usual bears come onto the channel and spout good luck to Argo blockchain holders and all this. Argo, in my opinion, I have all the stocks I have invested in, I have never seen a stock get so much bearish sentiment and attention, but unfortunately Argo has given the bears ammunition here. During the meeting, these representatives intended to review and explain previously published or publicly available information regarding Argo, but inadvertently disclosed certain information that could be viewed as material non-public information under the US securities law, inside information under the UK securities law. The company said it's filing on the London Stock Exchange. So they've released an RNS to have to clarify this. As part of going on the NASDAQ and the SEC rulings, they have to keep quiet about things like this. It's just the way you're meant to do it. You're meant to do stock related stuff through the proper procedures, RNS. You don't do this sort of in a general chit chat and put that information out. Now it begs the question, did Argo do this on purpose? Is this some sort of way of getting people an insider sort of knowledge, getting the word out there? That's a rumor. I would like that to be true. I would like to think that someone hasn't just dropped the ball, because the other side of things is that this was a mistake and it was a very costly, stupid, disappointing mistake and not professional in the slightest. I am very disappointed in either scenario here with Argo blockchain. Let that be known. However, you have to also bear in mind this is not a $2 trillion market cap. This is, an upstart in many respects. It's trying to grow, and within that, and a small team, there's going to be errors. And I believe, and in terms of me being a shareholder for the last 10 months, they've delivered on everything. I've enjoyed the way that they are so open. Perhaps this will be something that they'll have to look at. They are very active. It's something that I promote on the channel. I do like the fact that they engage a lot, but perhaps they need to reel it in, or at least be on the same hymn sheet and understand that you cannot go around spouting stuff off here and giving interviews and letting information out to the public that should not be there. It is very, very, very poor, and I'm very disappointed. It's the first time that I've been really disappointed with Argo blockchain. And on top of all this, just from my own personal feeling, I went against all the rules. As I said in my last video, I went against the charts, I went against everything, and because of the earnings, I actually bought more on the NASDAQ listing, and then this happens the next day. So that also has me pretty peeved off. But let's read on. Argo employees had a conversation with a person named Anthony Cole, and Cole subsequently published on Twitter. The filing said the discussed contained non-public information, including the potential increase in the company's hash rate and expected cost to build this planned facility in Texas. Argo did not disclose which employees held the conversation, nor which Anthony Cole published them on Twitter. COINBASE couldn't immediately identify the referenced tweets. According to the filing, Cole wrote in his tweet, and the miner increased its hash rate by 25% by using emerging cooling, while Argo now says it doesn't have sufficient data to back up those claims. Moreover, the unnamed Argo employee said that the total cost to build its 800 megawatt mining facility in Texas could be 1.5 billion to 2 billion. The miner said that the range was based on several assumptions that could change, potentially causing the cost to range to differ materially. So that's the gist of it. We can see seeking alpha. A lot of people are jumping on this news. Company might consider that generating about 20% of its total revenue from crypto other than Bitcoin as an acceptable level. This was not intended as a forecast, but rather to provide directional insight into the potential level of diversification that Argo currently believes could be acceptable. In addition, the company representatives disclosed 500% return on its investment in certain Equihash machines bought in June 2020. The company clarifies that the purchase of this was for a total of 474,000 and that the ROI for the purchase was not in itself material to Argo's business. And if you go onto the SEC, you can see that they've released this statement officially, and it's on the RNS on Argo Blockchain's website as well. Look, the conversation definitely happened. Argo have retracted the statements or tried to put clarity or tried to make things right. Ultimately, this is a bit of a show. Let's be honest. Someone definitely has dropped the ball here massively, and we don't know who it is, which concerns me because I really, really hope that it's not someone of seniority, but you would imagine someone having these kind of conversations would have been trusted, so it's disappointing. What's it going to do in the short term? It's going to cause, as usual, volatility. I really don't know what could happen. It could do very little. We've seen it recover, and let's pull up the charts here. The Nasdaq actually closed 1% up. So the news didn't really spark too much panic. I can tell you this, I've seen the tweets, as I said, and they came out on the 4th. So we've had a full day of trading since these tweets were released. Obviously now they're definitely more mainstream. This hiccup, drop the ball, if you want to call it that. And I don't really know what way this is going to affect things. I don't know if there could be repercussions potentially from the SEC. Could there be penalties? Could there be a slap wrist? And I don't know about the rumor and innuendo. $2 billion to build the facility is a hell of a lot of money. I assume the ranges are factoring in the fact that we have seen serious inflation. Even speaking again as a quantity surveyor, we've seen 20% increase in generally speaking in most materials. 15% in timber, 25% in steel, for example. So a building of this size is going to actually require a lot of steel. People talking about dilution. Yeah, it could be dilution. We've seen dilution before. We've seen it quite recently with the Nasdaq, but again, you have to sort of accept the Nasdaq because that opens up doors and revenue streams that we wouldn't have had otherwise. So you kind of go, well, that's okay, that's side of dilution. If in a year's time they decide to dilute further to finish building the facility, and we've had a significant rise in the share price, I would be again okay with that. It's dilution for the sake of dilution we're not okay with. What we know is what we can go by is what Argo said. They've retracted a lot of the statements, and we'll just have to watch this space carefully. But as a shareholder, I am disappointed. Very, very much so. Tomorrow, all eyes for me will be on the LSE. I'm about 2/3 LSE, 1/3 Nasdaq. So again, they pretty much match up. So it'll give me a bit of insight to what I'm going to get on the ARBK symbol. I did say in the other video, although I did feel that maybe a potential bull run was coming in, and I'll share the link to that video. You can go in and watch that. That might still be the case, but news like this, fundamental change, as I repeatedly say, can throw any chart stuff out the window. However, I did say also in that video we are likely to see 110. If it falls down below £1, this is the LSE now, if it falls down below £1, I think this news is obviously having a bad effect. But until then, I'm not going to panic, I'm not going to worry. I'm not really panicking anyway, to be honest. Nothing's changed with the company. If this is what was going to happen anyway, it was going to happen. The only thing I'm worried about is any penalties, any slap risks that potentially could come. And just in general, a bit embarrassed that the short interest now could increase. That could also pull us down. The bears could be smelling blood here and go, right, we're back in hard on Argo blockchain. We know that the short interest is quite high in Argo. So considering all of that, I'm going to buy more. I don't necessarily care too much about the whole scenario. I'm still building my position. So look, it is what it is. I don't think that's brought much clarity to anybody because the answer is I don't know. This video is coming out and the market will be going. I'm recording this on Sunday, so I don't know. I'm just speaking to you live right now. This is the thoughts. This is what has happened. Am I happy? No, I'm disappointed. But does it really change everything about the company? No. Someone has dropped the ball. I would like to know so we can have a bit of accountability. I hope that in-house they are addressing this and maybe they'll need to look at their model a bit better. As much as I love them being publicly announcing things, as the company grows, expectations will grow and they need to get their in-house stuff a wee bit sorted out a bit more. But I would imagine the main Argo blockchain holders here, they need to crack. they could have done something if they wanted to, and 1% up isn't too bad on the day. Bitcoin pulled back a bit last week. It's up a bit more now. A couple of things to play, we will see. And I'm back again. This is 8 a.m. On Monday morning. I wasn't planning to do this bit, but we have an RNS, and I felt the video would have been a bit silly putting that out with this news out. We've got a bit of an update on Argo blockchain. So yeah, I've changed bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, all of that video. Trying to always do a couple of videos of the weekend, load them up for the week to help me, you know, balance my work life and videos. Great news, Argo blockchain, LSE, baby! Is up 6.5%. 6.5%. So all the crying, all the moaning that came in, we are throbbing. And are we seeing that head and shoulders inverse pattern potentially playing out? Perhaps. But it's because of news. We have an RNS. As expected, we have our operational news, and it is a lovely jubbly. During the month of October, Argo mined 167 Bitcoin or Bitcoin equivalent compared to 165 Bitcoin in September. This brings the total amount of Bitcoin mined in the year to 1646. As the company added an additional 220 PHS to its total capacity, bringing the company's total mining capacity to 1.29 as of the 31st of October. Executive today, Colleen Sullivan has resigned as a non-executive member of the board of directors so that she may focus her efforts on the professional duties. She has taken a career role that does not allow her to serve as a director of the company, and his resignation is not the result of any disagreement in the management on board of the company. The company would like to thank Colleen for their contribution and her tenure on the board and successfully future as it progresses in her career. That news has just came out. I'm trying to digest it all. I just thought I'd update the end of this video. I'm not going to say no more because the previous video was long-winded. I didn't have too much concerns about the news. Like I said, it didn't really bother me. Hopefully there's no repercussions to come. We will see. That is the video. I hope you found it informative. If you have, please like, subscribe, help me grow the channel, of course. I also want to give a shout out to Mark Everett, another sound update, Damien, voice of reason. I'm sure some of the numpties messages in BS either don't get it or want a quick 30% and dump. As you say, long-term play, keep up the good work, Chief. Mark, and he's coming from the stock twits conversations that we have there. And again, thank you very much, Mark, for your kind words and support there. And he's talking about Argo blockchain of all stocks as well. We also have Mike 2 Coffees. Thank you for your help. We have been texting on Facebook Messenger, and again, that just shows, guys, I message everybody on Instagram, Facebook Messenger, stock twits, Reddit. It's all happening everywhere. LSE forums. It's, you know, I try to speak to everybody as much as I can, and it does take a lot of effort. So thank you very much for the support. I'll catch you in the next video. Hope you enjoyed the day. Long live Argo. Let's go.
Yeah.
Coincidence.
Yeah.
Coincidence.
Yeah.
Coincidence.